What does Jonah bring? Ton of experience. I think he can still play. He's not going to cost a ton, and he's going to complement what you have already in two starting offensive tackles that are going to be able to hold up in pass protection. And even though everyone's down on Orlando Brown Jr., I trust that he's going to be able to do that. But guess what? I don't trust anyone on the roster if Orlando gets hurt.
James, time to give you the keys.
Yeah, it's time for Give Me the Keys. And it's time to fix the two biggest issues on this Bengals roster and two obvious weaknesses, two things that, well, we're going to talk about a lot between now and the start of the regular season. And the first one, well, it's offensive tackle. And what are the Bengals going to do at offensive tackle? The answer isn't on the roster. And it's unfortunate, but Zach Taylor sort of referenced it. So let's start there. Zach Taylor yesterday, when asked about OT3, about the depth in the offensive tackle room, made it very, very clear that they're still searching.
Been here a long time and played with a lot of tackles and feel like we can always manage situations when a backup goes in a game. And I mean, I can feel like I can name 15 tackles we played with at some point, you know, and the different things that we tried to do schematically to help them. So I feel like we've got a lot of experience there if that were to ever come up.
Do you feel like your swing tackle for opening day is currently on the roster?
I think we're always open to everything. These guys are really competing. I feel like I'd like to see someone grab it and us be able to say that. But certainly with time still to practice, we got some stuff to sort out.
Very much up in the air. Open is how Zach Taylor described it. Good. I hope it's open. And I hope that they're open to a reunion because the Bengals absolutely 100% should be in on reuniting with Jonah Williams and bringing in Jonah Williams, who's still a free agent. He's out there. He's a former first-rounder. He was Zach Taylor's first-round pick way back in 2019. He has experience at both left and right tackle, and that's what the Bengals need. They need a suitable OT3. It wasn't Cody Ford. They were hoping it was Cody Ford. I think they're hoping that it's going to be Jalen Rivers or Javon Foster. But deep down, I think they know that the answer isn't necessarily on the roster. What does Jonah bring? Ton of experience. I think he can still play. He's not going to cost a ton, and he's going to complement what you have already in two starting offensive tackles that are going to be able to hold up in pass protection. And even though everyone's down on Orlando Brown Jr., I trust that he's going to be able to do that. But guess what? I don't trust anyone on the roster if Orlando gets hurt to come in and get you out of a game or get you through a month. And Zach Taylor could say, we know how to help bad tackle play, and that's basically what he said. Fine. I don't want bad tackle play. I need league average tackle play to help protect Joe Burrow. I would be calling Jonah Williams right now, getting a deal done with him, honestly, ahead of cutdown day on Sunday. Get him here, get him working, get him ready to go for the regular season.
This one could make a lot of sense for the Bengals to do. Williams signed a 2-year contract with Arizona after the 2023 season and only played 15 games over those 2 years because he was just plagued with injuries. And something that hit right away in that 2024 season, he was out there week 1 and then missed a really big chunk of time, didn't come back until week 12 for the Cardinals that season. And then the Cardinals decided to, or at least they haven't up to this point, re-signed him. So I think this could be a pretty good fit, especially that he had played left tackle when he was here in Cincinnati, signed with the Cardinals to play right tackle, so he could be a fit and an option as a swing.
That's a huge thing that I'd be looking for any swing tackle is experience in the NFL on both ends. Because we're talking about that here in Cincinnati, either Mims or Orlando Brown go down, hopefully the same guy can fill in for both. And I think Jonah Williams, when you look at the names that are out there right now that make sense for the Bengals, he's the one that checks that box most clearly. He's done it at a high enough level in his career that I'd have some faith in him on either side. And sometimes he's flashed even higher than that you'd think he wouldn't be a huge drop-off at some different points during the season. So this would be a perfect find for me. I think this makes a ton of sense. And the only question I would have is, what's the relationship like here in Cincinnati for a guy like Jonah Williams, who when he left, I know at least from the fan base's perspective, it wasn't the best. I wonder if any of that is inside the building as well.
Well, it's a good point. The Bengals fell into Orlando.
Right.
Because Orlando reached out to them, which caught them off guard, which caught Jonah off guard. And that's where those hurt feelings came from. And it stinks because I kind of think that they might have signed him to an extension had Orlando not said, hey, I would love to protect Joe Burrow. But that's the bottom line. They need to protect Joe Burrow. And so does it have to be Jonah for me? No, but I look at who's available. And Taylor Decker is not going to come here to be OT3. Just pointing that out there for everybody. He's been a left tackle his whole career anyway, but he's not going to come here to be OT3. Outside of that, like Jonah, Cam Robinson, like Jonah knows the division. He knows the offense. He can come in and play both sides. And he has something to prove, and he can do it while hopefully staying healthy because he's not going to have to play every single snap. And so that would be it. This would be the guy that makes the most sense as far as the feelings things go. I think it was a little weird, but he went and he got paid. Like, I don't think that they, if I'm him, you're still searching for a Super Bowl, I don't think that those feelings would get in the way at this point on August 25th of him coming back to Cincinnati. Maybe, but I would be surprised. And on the coaching end, I don't know why. Frank Pollock isn't here anymore. I don't know why they wouldn't be open to adding a guy like Jonah.
They need it, so you should be open to it. I mean, the Bengals are a team this year who's trying to compete for a Super Bowl and go hold a Lombardi Trophy in February. You shouldn't leave stones unturned, and I feel like that's what they've done so far at swing tackle. This is a perfect one. That makes a ton of sense to me. I hope it's a move they make.
Javon Foster, you have Jonah Williams and Jalen Rivers. Is Jonah head and shoulders above those two guys for you?
Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't even really have to think about it, I think.
Yeah, just because that to me, like, that's the difference. Is for so many times there are veterans that are tossed out there, and I think the Bengals are like, are they much better than what we have? Well, I think the answer is probably yes, at least proven-wise, certainly.